today we are going to talk about OpenWebUI. What is OpenWebUI? OpenWebUI is a chat client which is open source, and that's why very popular. And how? So let me show you the agenda of the call, and it is very simple. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the features of OpenWebUI and also advanced uses of OpenWebUI because I've been using it for very long and I want to share that with the community. Okay, and which will involve first how to install it, which is very easy, just one line. Second part will be how to integrate with MCP. It doesn't support native MCP. It doesn't have that. But there are ways to connect to MCP servers. And third part will be the features of this platform, native features like tools, prompts, functions, pipes of filters. What are they and how to use them? Okay. And last part will be the interface design. So the interface itself has a lot of very subtle sort of features which you'll not understand immediately, so which are buried in the documentation or the manual. So but I'm going to show it in this video. First thing about the installation of the OpenWebUI. So let's you have to go to GitHub OpenWebUI. Okay, I will share the link, and it is very simple. So you have to go installing OpenWebUI with the don't worry about the bundled Ollama support. This is yes over here. So okay, just to give me a second. Uh, if you have Ollama, so one is very easy. You can use pip install OpenWebUI, then it will get installed in your memory. But the best way to run it with Docker because it will containerize everything. And if you have Ollama, these are the ways to directly run it with Ollama. If Ollama is on different server with NVIDIA, and this is the one that I used was if you are using only OpenAI API. So if you have an API connection with your LLM, then you should use this command, and that's it. Means you just have to run this command. It will start running on your Docker. So I think over here to the dashboard, and as you can see over here, it is running. It installs the volume and then starts running. So that's it. And once it starts running, it is available on your whatever port that you have mentioned by default. It is running on 8800, I guess, but I changed the port. So once it has it running, it will be not connected to any of the LLM. If you are using OpenAI service, then what you have to do is go to the admin panel, and first you have to log in. Okay, and then after login, you have to open your admin panel, and in the admin panel you have to go to settings, connections, and in the connections you have to add one connection, which is the api.openai.com/v1, and then the key. Once you add that, if you have Ollama API, you can add that as well. I had it earlier, so I added it over here. Okay, once it is successful, you can see all the models that you have access to. Okay, so as you can see, all the ChatGPT or OpenAI models are here. And now if I'll come over here and say hi, it should start answering. Yep. So it is providing me answers now. So that is done, first part, installation and getting it connected to OpenAI or Ollama. Next part is let's go to the agenda. What was that? Integrating an MCP with OpenWebUI. So as I said, OpenWebUI that does not directly support the MCP server. So you have to run a proxy to make it available to OpenWebUI. Okay, now how to do that? I have shared that in an integration. So as you can see over here, there is another video. I'm going to share it with this video with you. So on the description, it is a complete walkthrough. I have used a ServiceNow MCP. I created a ServiceNow MCP and then integrated with OpenWebUI. Okay, so you can use that. Why I'm showing this one? Because it takes little more time, and I want to. This video is more about the features of the OpenWebUI rather than connection. So, but yeah, this is the one way. Second part is let's go to the third part. Third part is exploring tools. Now, this is so what OpenWebUI natively support is if I go back to my over here. So if you go to the workspace, so you'll see over here there are multiple things. So as you chat, it will provide it will keep on storing the chats. Okay. Next part would be so you can search, you can add notes, and the workspaces. what workspaces provide like options for you to create models, knowledge, prompts, and tools. Okay, now what are these things? First, what is tool? So tool, I've created a tool, and this is like a comprehensive ServiceNow connector, and it is published on OpenWebUI, so you can use this. So you can simply search ServiceNow connector OpenWebUI tool, maybe. So okay, it's not coming. Wait, I think there was tools. Okay, so you have to open the tools, and then no, it is providing the documentation for that. But there is an option where you can search for tools. So just give me a second. I think you can directly do it from here. Yeah, you don't have to go over there. So here you can search ServiceNow, maybe just ServiceNow, and as you'll write ServiceNow, it will come ServiceNow connector. And as you can see over here, I've provided like for incident management, change management, CMDB integration, HR, SD, risk, record management, data analysis. So it has like a lot of tools available, as you can see over here, for getting the data. So I'm not performing anything, but if I'll explain a little more about what the tools are, so it's basically like an MCP. So I can create an MCP and connect it via proxy. So it has to run a proxy called MCPO to run that. But if I want to simply use get information from a tool, then what I can do, I can also simply create a like get incident method in a Python, and so you can use this tool to call an API. Okay, so and this is what I'm doing over here. I am using an API. So an API is defined somewhere here. So as you can see over here, it is creating the API with this parameters and then sending it with the like fetch incident from ServiceNow. So it is doing a API call, and that is what we have added as a in this script. Okay, so, and now if you want like get weather or get stocks data, you can create those type of tools directly over here. And you can see over here, sorry, if I'll go back to, yeah, here, if I, and there are like multiple, lot of tools available. So if I'll say weather, so you can say open weather, weather metric. There are so many weather tools are available. So, and this is what the tools are. So uh, you can use these tools. So OpenAI tools basically, which your model can call. Now, once you have the tool, how you can use it? So there are two options to use it. If you open it's a new chat and you click on plus over here, your tools will be available over here. Okay, so you can enable it, and now this chat has access to this tool. So even this model, without anything, once you created the tool, can just if you write get me incidents, it will call this tool. So I have to, and okay, first thing, what is this controls? So controls are, so every user have like this personalization. Now what it does, if you want to want your models or all the models to behave in a certain way, you can add a system prompt to it, this model will start behaving in that way. And what I want it to do function calling native. Why? Because what it will do, it will first, so the priority becomes the tools. So if you'll make a default, then it depends upon the LLM to do the function calling. But if you'll make it native, then as you can see over here, default model works with the wider range of models by calling tool once before execution. Native mode leverages the model's ability built-in tool calling capabilities, but requires the model to inherently support this feature. So if you are using like a good model, which mostly like 4.40, 4 or mini, or 4.1, then these models support tools. Okay, tool calling, good, in a good way. So let me first see that which, okay, yeah, you'll see over what something. So I clicked on this, and it opened So don't worry about it. This password is incorrect, and even I don't have this instance. uh, but I have the new one. So it will throw error basically. But what I want to show over here, these are called valves. And valves are basically means if you want your environment variable to be stored somewhere, and you don't want to have it on in the script, you can add a valve and your environment variables. So these are like configuration parameters. If you if I want to change the instance name to this, I can simply change it over here. I don't have to like update the script directly. So this is why these valves are there. Okay, and how you define it. So in the class tools, there is a class called valves, and here you can define what is the name of your ServiceNow instance, what is the username, password. So whatever you saw over there is defined under this class. Okay, so yeah, you can read about the tools in the documentation. So this is not for that now. But let me show you what happened if I'll GPT 4.1. Okay, let me put it as default and enable the get incident of today. Okay, so what it will do, it will fail. But so as you can see over here, error fetching incident data API request 400 client. But it ran the tool first, and that is what we wanted. Okay. Okay, so what I've done, I connected it with so the code remains same. I just added the username and password and all those things, because obviously I wanted to show that how let me just show it. So get incidents for today, and because no reported for today, that makes sense. Can you find all the incidents? Okay, so let's see what it does. So as you can see, it provided 100 incident data and incident records, and it is providing a very nice CSV actually, and which is pretty cool. So as you can see over here, it is providing a lot of records, and this is what, so this is what the tool is for basically. As you can see, it has this tool, and it used this tool to get all this information. Now, second part that I wanted to show is let me so this is the tools. Now what is prompt? So prompt is something like service. Okay, I'll say sir, but here I'll just say listen, and summarize all open incidents. So prompts are basically most often whatever prompt that you are using. So as you can see over here, it always provides like follow up as well. So it already provides that information that you can provide a follow up, that what is the uh, hello Risha, so here are the open incidents. So it provides that information, and once you have done, it will again create another follow up. Okay, so uh, yeah, as you can see, it has provided the another follow-up. But now if I'll say, if you have like frequently asked questions, so these follow-ups are like randomly generated. But if you have a frequently asked question, you can just simply say slash, and put it in a prompt, and say slash. And as you can see, and you can select your prompts. If you have multiple, it will show multiple. And yeah, summarize all open incidents. So this makes it easier for it to like gather and provide. So as you can see, it is summarizing all the open incidents that is present in our system, which is pretty cool actually. Next part is so let's go back to workspace. So we understood about the tools, we understood about the prompts. Knowledge, knowledge, as the name suggests, it basically provides you access. Like if you want to create your own knowledge base over here, like add all the PDFs and want to talk with that PDF, so you can have that whatever knowledge that, like suppose test, if I'll say, and again test, and so there is this test, and here you have to add the files. You can upload the whole directory, whatever you want. And once you have it, there's so you cannot use the knowledge directly, I think not. Maybe let me see. Yeah, no, I don't think so. So what you can do is, if you open, so there's second thing, I mean last thing is this models. What are models? Models are basically like suppose, so you know ServiceNow expert. So I created a ServiceNow expert model. instead of like going and checking that function native for flag and providing a system prompt all again and again, I wanted to create an agent or a model which has all these things fixed. So this is what the models are. So basically different personas, you can call it that way. So I created a ServiceNow expert persona, and it has access to base model GPT 4.1. And as you can see, it provides and I provided a lot of system prompts. What are the capabilities of this model, like client scripts, script includes all those things. And I can say, so whatever number of tools that you have, it will be present over here, and you can select the tool. And then it has access to that tool. And if I'll select and here, if I want this model to have so suppose I uploaded like best practices of ServiceNow scripting, and added it as a knowledge over there as a PDF, and attached it. So I can attach it over this like a knowledge. So now this model has access to that knowledge and ServiceNow connector. Okay, so now you can save it, and instead of me going and selecting that, I can just simply say ServiceNow expert. And as you can see, it has by default available tool, so I don't have to click and open it. It is by default available. And I can say, uh, can you, and also again same thing, let's just put it and run. So by default, and here you see the another thing, it also provided what the result it got from the system. So it has all means, so this is the JSON that it sent, and this is the result that it got. Okay, now, and let's just first see. So here, and here is the analysis, which is brilliant. Okay, now the next part is, suppose you want to understand, like, there are 80 open incidents or anything. Okay, what you can do, like, if you have a question about this, you just highlight that and click on ask. Why are why uh, summarize these incidents, and let's just summarize. Okay, so as you can see, it is providing the like different, like, if I'll say, let's just add it, I can add it to the main chat as well. So for these 80 plus approximate, the main categories that are inquiry, software, network, and these are the different priorities. And most key themes are security and vulnerabilities, access, performance, AI vulnerabilities. Okay, so here you see, so this is one of the like brilliant feature that it has. And next is, suppose you want to understand that what this means or whatever it is providing, then it will like provide that explanation in detail about it, and you can add it again to the chat. So explain, and as you can see over here, it is providing like more information about that. So these are the two things that I liked about the interface part. Okay, so now we are moving to the interface part. Okay, and next thing that I liked a lot was HTML reporting. So can you create a HTML report about these incidents and categorize them based on key themes in a pie chart? Okay, so let's just see what it does. Okay, so as you can see, this platform has this inbuilt capability that it is providing the HTML of the report, and it immediately divided the screen into two parts and previewed the HTML. So and you can see, like, it has segregated all the incidents and into security. So there are these 25 security incidents, 20 journal IT inquiry, 10 network, and 20 legacy systems, and 15 AI vulnerabilities. So and which is pretty cool, and you can just download it and send it to anyone. So this is a brilliant feature. You can create reports on the fly, and you don't have to worry about like creating and manually doing all those things. So this is a brilliant feature. Next thing uh, s- that I want to highlight is, I talked about filters and pipes and those things. These are like so let me open this functions. So yeah, so in OpenWebUI there are different like suppose I click. So what is a function? Function can be these are in inbuilt like features of this platform, and functions can be of different types. It can be simple of like it can be a pipe filter, or yeah, I think both these mostly. So but what is a function? So what is the philosophy behind these functions are very simple. So what is a filter? So if I'll go back to my workspace and sorry, uh, and open the model, and I created this clip, right? So as you can see, so filters, to select a filter, yeah, it just provides this like this. But yeah, there's another type of function, it's called action. I will tell you about that as well. So what this filter does, no, filter basically, so philosophy behind OpenWebUI functions is this is like a pipe, and what so when you enter the chat, so like hello, this is going to get go to the LLM, right? So filters intercept that, and before it can go to LLM, if suppose you want like prompt injection, you want to check prompt injection or add guardrails to your chat, so you can use filters. Filters gives you like access to, like if I'll go back to functions, you have to open admin panel, open functions, and click on clip, and it has access to inlet and outlet. So what inlet does, so whatever you are sending, before it reaches the LLM, you can use inlet option to really massage your like inputs. So one of the limitation of OpenWebUI is it sends within the chat, it sends all the conversation again, means every time you are sending a message to LLM, it sends all the previous conversations. Now this is also a feature but also a limitation, because after a certain point of time it will throw error, because there is a like limited context window, right? So uh, what open so and in order to like, what if you only want to limit like I don't want all the conversation to go, I only want like last four conversations to go, and this is what this clip function is actually doing. It is instead of sending all the conversations, you can define how many conversation, user conversation will be sent, and by default I think it is four. So it will only send like last four conversations, that's it. Okay, so this, so before it sends, that is what the filter does. There is another function which is called pipe. So let's just pipe functions, open web. Yeah, so what pipe does, basically pipe is another class. So as you can see, it is another class, but let me just, yeah, so it is kind of a like plugin. Yeah, so plugin is the right word over here. Pipes are like plugin. uh, Means suppose you want your data to be, so you don't want to send to LLMs that are present in OpenWebUI. You want to send it to an agent which is present on a third party and get the response back. So then you can use pipe. So it's like a plugin which will be used like for the third party purposes. Okay, so here your processing is not happening in OpenWebUI at all, and you are just using OpenWebUI as a user interface. That's it. Okay, so that you can use pipes for that. There are many other ways as well, but this is how like default way to do it. So this is a pipe. Okay, um, and here you can find I think functions. They will let so agent. Yeah, so as you can see, N8 pipe. This allows you to chat with an N8 AI agent. So OpenWebUI will be used only for like as a user input, and the user message will be sent to N8. N8 will do the processing and return it back to the user. So this is how. And action is actually a button. So you can, so these are things are actually actions. So you can use that as an action. Yeah. I think that is all for OpenWebUI, the main functionalities. There are obviously many other functionalities, in the admin panel settings, the documentation, what are different ways the documentation works, web search, code executions. But I won't go into those technical details unless you want me to do that. But yeah, this is the main generic features which I thought was very useful and I should share with the community. And if you want to know more about a different tool which I'm going to share, let me know in the comments, and I can review those. I am going to review at least one tool every week and share the video about it. So if you are interested in these type of videos, let me know in the comments. Thank you.